Hello, I am Ankit. Right now in market there are many software companies like TCS, Infosys, Accenture, etc. with multiple clients such as Nike, JP Morgan. These software companies, in order to acquire projects, uses many techniques. One of those well-known techniques is sending cold mail. But writing a highly personalized cold mail to a recruiter or hiring manager takes 20 to 30 minutes per job application. You have to read the job description, figure out what they actually want, and mentally map it to your past work. But because it takes so long, most job seekers just send the exact same generic template to 100 different companies. Recruiters immediately spot these generic mails and ignore them. To solve this, I have built an AI agent that acts as a personal outreach assistant. Instead of spending 30 minutes writing an email, I just paste the URL of the job posting. The application then automatically reads the page, figures out exactly what technical skills the company needs, searches my database for the exact projects I have built that prove I have those skills, and draft me a perfectly tailored mail. So, as we know that AI can't recommend us project if it doesn't know what they are. That's why I have created a CSV file which I have opened here. As you can see, this is a CSV file. Here I have used I have find the mostly common technical terms from the internet which will help the AI find and do its job. So now before I go into any further into this application, I would like to explain first the technical architecture of this project, which is, as you can see, this is the technical architecture diagram. So what this LLM is basically doing is it's extracting the text, or you can say the information like roles, skills, description from career page, let's say LinkedIn career page, and stores it in ChromaDB. And then this ChromaDB also has my portfolio links, which I just saw in the previous slide, like the my portfolio.csv. So what this LLM does is this combines this portfolio links with these rules and descriptions and gives me a personalized cold email. So my application mainly has 4 files. Let's start with the first file, utils.py. I have already opened the 4 files in this VS Code. So as we know that in website, or what you are saying, the career page, there will be lots of garbage junk and HTML junk, you can say empty spaces, which if we copy and use LLM to filter out those things, it will use all like many LLM tokens. So in order for that not to happen, I have written a class or function which will using the Python's regular expression library, which will filter out all those things. So now let's get on to the next file, which is portfolio.py. So basically I have written this file in order to initialize a vector client. That is, like, I have used vector databases because standard databases sometimes misses some point. Like for example, let's say if the job description says Munstack and my CSV says React, a standard database will miss it. So that's why I have used a vector database, and here I have converted the rows of my CSV file into vector embeddings so that we can store them inside a collection, and this will allow us for a semantic search. You can see here first we are importing pandas as PSD, and then ChromaDB, and then UID. UID is basically a tool which generate unique random IDs. Then we are creating a class portfolio. This will be meant to handle our database. Here we are creating a function where we are using self and then you can see the file path. So basically we are using the self to create the object portfolio directly itself. So we don't need to write the portfolio object again and again. We will just use self just to refer that we are creating the variable in this object only. So like here we created a variable named self.filePath which will store the file path, And then in the second line, similarly, you can see we have created self.data, which will store the which will read the CSV file using the file path. And then here we have used self.chroma client. Basically, I am creating a ChromaDB client which will handle the vector embeddings, like it will handle the vector embeddings of the code, like where to place it or where to save it. It will act as a client basically, and it will store it in ChromaDB. And then here we are creating a folder named collection in the backend in my memory, where the Chroma client will create a folder named collection named portfolio. And for the next part, this is a function where I am actually first I am seeing that whether the database is empty or not. If not, then I am using a for loop to iterate to each rows and turning them into vector embeddings and saving them in ChromaDB, so my code can use it later. And here this is just a query where if I give a list of skills, the LLM will search for those skills meaning in the database and give me the top 2 result. So let's get on to the change.py file. Here first what we're doing is importing all the necessary libraries. Then we are creating a class. There we are defining this self.llm equals Groq. What basically is, this is like it is a function to establish the connection to the Llama 3.3 AI and saves it inside this object only using this self parameter, so the rest of this file can use it. And here we are going to keep the temperature 0 because we are using the LLM model to for a very particular specific task, and we don't want anything else. So we don't want it to be creative or making things up, so we want it highly logical and strictly following instructions. That's why we're setting temperature to 0. And then in the next part we are creating another function. This function will basically scrape the you can say the role, experience, skills from the career page, so that the AI can use it later. So here you can see we are doing that by using the prompt template of LangChain, and as you can see the syntax is prompt extract equals prompt template dot from template from this scrape text from website. This is a placeholder, actually page data. Here the main career page data will be you can say filled, and the AI will then follow this instruction or the prompt in order to extract the role, expression, skills and return them in a valid JSON format. And also I have said no preamble because I don't want anything else other than the JSON output only, so that the AI doesn't give unnecessary texts other than that. And after that we can see I have used chain extract equals to prom extract pipe operator self.llm. So basically what this does is, using the pipe operator, it is connecting the prompt extract, which is this, with our LLM model, and then after that we are storing the result like chain extract dot invoke. It basically like hits the start button that pushes that scraped data into the prompt which I have given, so that the AI can filter it out and store the required result in res. And because the AI can give sometimes into string format, that is text format, I am basically ensuring that it is in JSON object. It is a JSON object by using JSON output parser. So basically this function is just to make sure that the object I am getting from the above is a JSON object. And similarly I have written another function where again using the prompt template I am basically forcing the AI can say commanding the AI to fill these placeholders using these prompts, and also using the above information, like the whatever he has extracted from here, role, experience and skills. Using all this, the AI is going to create a highly personalized email, that is called email. As you can see, the prompt is here. Okay, and then similarly I have also used again type operator in order to connect this prompt email with the LLM, and then again similarly I have also stored the response of the AI in res using invoke. Now let's get on to the last file, which is the main file. Here I have just created the Streamlit interface, which will help me like run the thing not on an CMD command prompt or console or terminal. So let's run the app. As you can see, the cold mail generator interface is here. So I have already opened a LinkedIn career page. Here I have opened, as you can see, I have opened a job posting for agentic AI by Tata Consultancy Services. Let's copy this link. And as you can see, it's still generating. So the LLM has given me multiple generated cold emails, which I can just copy and paste and send it to the business.